Just over a year after Nicole and Bibaa died, a dear friend of mine lost her life. Left to die in a park despite a passerby telling 2 police officers there was a woman in need. See, they didn't attend. She died. Real talk, no lies. That was last July, and our questions still remain unanswered despite our cries for justice. Enough is enough. We will never give up. This poem is dedicated to my dear friend Nat, and to Nicole Smallman and Bibaa Henry. May you rest in power. My sincere condolences to the families and loved ones left heartbroken. I would also like to express my gratitude and respect to Mina Smallman, who refuses to accept that her daughters died in vain and continues to campaign for justice for her daughters and her other women too. Thank you. Thank you for standing for women. Thank you for shining a light on the plight of black and brown women, for forgiving and using your energy to plant seeds of change, for campaigning, for refusing to keep quiet, highlighting the racism and misogyny ingrained in police culture and doing everything in your power to effect radical change. Today, we stand with you. Enough is enough. As we march on the Met, let us take some time to reflect on Nicole and Bibaa, who we shall never forget. Mina's daughters were special, treasured, loved and cherished. Bibaa was 5 foot tall with a mighty spirit. Her mum described her as Bibaa the Spitfire, a force of nature who always fought for what was right. She was known to be the biggest personality in the room, a dedicated social worker and a passionate advocate for safeguarding vulnerable children and families. Bibaa was a shining light. Her little sister Nicole was a talented artist who had a beautiful voice. She enjoyed photography and the creative arts and kept humanitarian and environmental causes close to her heart. Her mum described her as Nikki the Flower Girl. She was electric. Her presence in a room was said to be like a nightlight, warm, gentle, protective. Nicole and Bibaa spent their last day on earth together. The sisters met with friends in a country park to celebrate Bibaa's birthday. They enjoyed food and drinks, laughed and took photos before watching the sunset and admiring the night sky, not wanting the moment to end. The sisters bid their friends goodbye and stayed together, dancing under the stars. 2 beautiful lights, 2 valuable lives taken. They never made it home that night. In the days after they vanished, the Met failed to search for the sisters despite the family's cries for help. They were cold and unresponsive, leaving the family no choice but to organise their own search party, forcing them to do the research and effectively the work for which the police are paid a wage. What Bibaa and Nicole's loved ones faced was inhumane, for it was not the police who discovered their bodies that day. No longer missing, but the police misconduct continued, with the 2 officers sent to guard the crime scene shamelessly taking selfies with the sisters which they shared in the name of fun. Cressida, the now ex-police commissioner, eventually apologised on behalf of the Met and expressed her regret and deepest sympathies. If only her sympathies ran as deep as her denial. Maybe then she would have faced up to the failure she was playing down. It took her 10 months to apologise. And sorry doesn't mean much when you're unable to fully realise the wrongs and take appropriate action. Sorry doesn't mean much when the police force is so dangerously flawed and the keepers of the law keep breaking and bending it at will, knowing they will likely never be held accountable. The Met have been failing women like you and I for a very long time, and the denial of this fact, along with time past, does not erase the racist, misogynistic crimes of their past. Time and time again, women are betrayed by the institutions who get paid to protect us. Racism and misogyny is widespread from the criminal justice system, to the government, to the media, to the Met. Time and time again, human rights are abused, our demands are refused, and we are made to feel like there is nothing we can do. Time and time again, we grieve, laying woman after woman to rest in peace. Some stories are told, others we never hear or see. Time and time again, black and brown women are disregarded, their deaths treated with a lack of attention, care and respect. There is a reason why women like me do not trust the government or the Met. Some women's murders receive attention, whilst others are seemingly invisible. Why are we gripped by the death of some women and not others? If racism is a thing of the past, then why are things still handled so poorly when it comes to the treatment of women of colour? These women are more than statistics or newspaper covers. These women are our daughters, our mothers, sisters, loved ones, friends, so we hurt when they're taken. Their lives are not expendable. And though these crimes cannot be undone, we still demand justice for the women slain. We still demand respect. We still demand change. That is our right. In the same way, it is our right to feel safe. It is our right to say no. It is our right to be human. It is our right to get home. We are marching on the Met to let them know that they owe more than hollow apologies and empty promises. We will not be placated by statements of intent that are never cemented, while they copy and paste press releases and reluctantly make scripted apologies to keep the peace. Time and time again, they tell us mistakes were made from which they've learnt their lessons, while dancing around questions, skipping over answers and changing subjects, choosing not to subject themselves to the cries of victims and survivors, choosing to deny our truth and ignore our plight. Women's rights are stereotyped and pushed aside, minimised, mocked and denied. Their systems are rotten from the inside. So a public inquiry, their systems are rotten from the inside. So an internal inquiry will not suffice. We don't have to be on the same side to be on the same page. There is much to discuss, argue and debate, but right now, there is immediate action that we need to take. It's really not that complicated. The misogyny, racism, murder, rape, abuse, violence and hate must stop. We came here today to remember Bibaa and Nicole and to fight for every woman whose story isn't told. We came here today to stand together, to fight, to speak up and let the world know enough is enough. 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 Thank you very much. Thank you.